In today's world of movies, there are franchises galore: animated franchises, superhero franchises, sci-fi franchises, fantasy franchises, action franchises, a lot of franchises, but there is one genre that Hollywood has moved away from in recent years, and that is action-adventure franchises, movies where characters go on quests to get to a certain destination to find treasure or uncover mysteries. And the action-adventure franchise we're going to be looking at today is the Journey franchise. It started off incredibly strong with the surprise success of the first film Journey to the Center of the Earth in 2008, and its sequel Journey to the Mysterious Island managed to surpass it in 2012. But while the ending of the film hinted at Journey 3 with the characters finding the book from the Earth to the Moon suggesting their next adventure, the franchise remained silent for years until it eventually just drifted into obscurity. But how did a successful franchise like this just all of a sudden die without any motivation or desire to continue the story? Well, let's talk about the slow death of the Journey franchise. So the Journey franchise started in 2008 with Journey to the Center of the Earth starring Brendan Fraser. It was based on the book of the same name by Jules Verne. It follows pretty much the exact same narrative. Like King Kong and A Star is Born, it has had many adaptations. When it was released, it was a surprise hit at the box office, making over $200 million, and had solid reception from critics and audiences. With the amount of money made, a sequel was inevitable, but there was a problem. The first film's main star decided he didn't want to do a sequel unless the first film's director stayed on. He instead chose to star in 2010's Furry Vengeance, which ended up being a critical and financial bomb, with Brendan's reputation tarnished and the studio eager to get a follow-up off the ground. They got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to replace Brendan as the lead in 2012's single-quote Journey to the Mysterious Island, once again based on a Jules Verne book. When it was released, it became an even bigger hit than its predecessor, making over $300 million, and once again had a solid reception. This franchise seemed like it was going to stick around for a while, especially with the end of the second film directly implying that a third was going to come out as Josh Hutcherson's character gets the book from the Earth to the Moon, and seemed to be getting us hyped up for an epic space adventure. But it never happened. After the second film came out, the franchise just kinda faded away. No updates or anything suggesting Warner Bros. Was developing the project, just silence, until a fan asked Dwayne Johnson on Twitter, now known as X, if we were still getting Journey 3, to which The Rock then responded, "No, the project is dead, and he doesn't see it ever happening." And that was it for the franchise. Ever since then, no new adaptations of Jules Verne work. The series that had started off so strong and even had a solid continuation was just left to die on a cliffhanger and disappear into obscurity. So what happened? Why did such a successful franchise end and disappear so quickly? Well, a couple things. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at the time was one of the biggest rising stars in Hollywood. He had a couple hit movies, but I would argue this, along with him joining the Fast and Furious franchise, was one of the times he really broke out into the mainstream. But as time moved on, The Rock would get more and more roles that really challenged his skills and gave him more to work with. Plus, he ended up headlining one of the most successful video game franchises of all time, Jumanji, which has a lot of similar attributes to his Journey movie, but was a more successful version of it. Needless to say, I think The Rock had moved on from this franchise and wasn't interested in going back to it. The studio could have just repeated solutions and replaced Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but I don't think they really wanted to move forward without The Rock, since you could make the argument part of Journey 2's success was because of The Rock, his charisma, his timing and his personality. Without it, audiences might not have been as interested in a third film as they would be if he was, and while the box office was good for the type of budget they were working with, it still wasn't that impressive compared to WB's other blockbusters at the time like The Dark Knight Rises. While they clearly planned to do a third film, they lost interest in it eventually after realizing it was more of a risk than a guaranteed success. So they moved on from the Journey franchise and decided to focus on other projects. Will we ever see this franchise come back either by a third film or a reboot? It's tough to say. Personally, I don't think we're ever getting Journey 3. It's been way too long since the second film came out, and I don't think audiences are that invested in these characters and world to come out in droves to see a third. It's more likely a reboot will happen, but even that I still highly doubt is gonna happen. Warner Bros. Has so many more successful franchises they can make more installments too. Why would they go back to something that was just decently successful when they have all this other stuff? Anyways guys, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.